Rosie Dufford's the Labour MP for Canterbury. She was on the Environment and Rural Affairs Select Committee in the last Parliament. The new Select Committee will be formed after the King's speech. Good afternoon.
Hi.
What do you make of these proposed rises? Are they enough, or does Water UK and the water companies have a case?
Absolutely not, I'm afraid. I mean, Southern Water have just put their prices up 44%, which is the highest in the country. And my constituents have been suffering, literally not able to use the sea for the last few years. And I don't think they're about to hand over huge amounts to this company, actually.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, lots of my constituents, and I'm not advocating that they do this, have been saying that they don't want to pay their bills. We've got sailing clubs. You know, the sea is our way of life, and the rivers are very important to rural areas in Kent, obviously. You know, we can't swim when we want to, we can't sail, we can't use the sea generally when tourists come, and they're seeing these sort of warnings not to go in the beach. And we're not about to suddenly pay loads more. It's completely unfair.
What would you do, though? Because the argument for fixing that is you need to invest in the pipes, in the sewage system, in the water system, and that's what those bill rises, somebody's got to pay.
Yeah, well, we know that the huge investment by banks like Macquarie, who funded Thames and Southern Water, where's that money gone to? We can see it hasn't gone into infrastructure. Your last interview showed that, these £25 million bonuses. It's absolutely disgusting. But it isn't time for the public to pay that, I don't think. And
there's a difficulty though, isn't it? Because the systems, the water systems are what, we all want to turn on our tap and have clean water. How are you going to get money out of the previous investors who did well out of the system?
Very good question. I mean, it's a sort of circular argument. I presented a petition to Number 10 with a local activist group because they wanted to renationalise the water. But if we did that now, I mean, I agree with the interviewer, with David Henderson on that, the public would be paying for their mistakes. Unfortunately, Ofwat just haven't had enough teeth. They haven't been cracking down. And thank goodness the Environment Secretary has now said that money needs to be absolutely ring-fenced for investment. And we've got in Whitstable, we've got a sewage pipe going further out to sea. I'm not sure everyone wants that. But
we come back to the situation of where's the money going to come from, the investments needed to clean up the beaches. If people don't pay their bills, it's just going to get worse.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I don't see why the public should pay for basically not being able to use their waterways. That's pretty disgusting. I think these companies have got to look again at the kind of salaries they pay and the dividends they pay out and come up with the money. They've been going to banks to bail them out. They're going to have to find some more money. It's not the public's job to pay for that.
OK, but isn't it actually pension funds, insurance funds who arguably, I mean, one could flag up a few people, but the amount, and David Henderson was making the point to me in a bit of the interview that we didn't run, but where the amount that goes out in bonuses is a tiny amount historically of what's needed. It's not going to solve the problem, and we need to solve the problem.
That's absolutely true. And I'm really glad that the Environment Secretary is having these conversations with the water company bosses. They're going to have to come up with something that he agrees is going to help this situation. But it's of their own doing. They've been paying out historically these bonuses and these share dividends instead of investing in infrastructure.
But you'll be paying, if your bill goes up 44%, will you be paying it?
I will, because I'm a law-abiding citizen and member of Parliament, but I can understand why my constituents don't want to.